Wealth Our Way Wednesdays, 12:30 p.m. 15 minutes of finance. What do you do when you're starting from the mud with less than zero? No plan, no role model, no hero. Take to the streets, bring heat like De Niro, or tune in to Wild, the network, the thorough. If it was me, I'd sit down with a pad and a pen, hit my homie, share these thoughts with a friend. Tank is spitting real knowledge from beginning to end. 15 minutes, Wealth Our Way, let the lessons begin. Yeah, 15 minutes of finance with your man, Big Tank. Let's get it. What's going on, good people? I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes I'll be just sitting back, vibing off the intro myself. It's a whole mood. I can't even front on it. What is going on? Welcome to Wealth Our Way Wednesday. We are here for 15 minutes of finance on episode 216. I'm overwhelmed financially. Where do I start? When I tell you that everything that I ever say to you guys and girls comes from the heart of hearts. I do not do what I do for money. I do not do what I do for fame. I do not do what I do for self-gratification. Although you get some element of all of those things from doing what I do. Sister Lindsay is over the pond. She's in Italy. What's up, Lindsay? What's up, Sister Tashawana? You know, got to shout out the faithful members of Wild Nation. I bring up what I do and why I do it to share with you that I'm always focused on being authentic when I come on to the show. I have a wealth of financial knowledge. I've been in this business since 1998, 25 years, Jesus, long time. Studied in college for finances. Literally have dedicated the preponderance of the knowledge that I seek to attain in the field of finance. And I bring it to you guys, kind of a concentrate version. All of the stuff that I know, pinpoint, laser focused on areas that I believe will help you. Why do I do that? Why is that important to me? I do it because I don't think that our country in particular heals itself from its history until we get some level of equality financially. You know, there have been caste systems and the financial haves and have-nots from the beginning of time. When you combine that with a systemic racial infrastructure that kind of just makes a disparity in lifestyle for people, I want to be an agent of change. The other reason I do that is, whereas I may not struggle with my finances, I struggle with my weight. Always have. You guys get to see it every day. I'm on camera, you know, can't hide that. I've always thought that was a great thing about my life, is that the thing that I struggle most with, you get to see the minute you meet me. Whereas most people's struggles are internal and you don't get to know what they are. I wear it as a badge of honor. And for all my other big people out there, you should, you know, wear it as a badge of honor that people think they know you because they can see what your supposed shortcoming is, while theirs remains hidden. And I said to myself, if someone could help me in the areas I seek help, I'd be in front of the pupil. I'd be the pupil in front of that teacher all day. So I want to be able to be the teacher who brings a level of knowledge to pupils who are trying to get better financially, because that's where I can help. With that being said, I was talking to a client 3 days ago. And they've been a client for a while, since before I started the online platform. And they do very, very well with their money. Yet they feel as though they don't, which is probably why they do so well with their money. They're constantly looking to improve their financial situation. To be fair, this person makes a very nice income, but they also have a great deal of expenses that accompany that income. And it's a the client said to me, she's like, I would just like to hit the reset button. And when she said that, it gave me a lot of thought, because I'm 53 in a few weeks. And, you know, you get that midlife, whether they call it a crisis or a reset. You think, hey, if I could do things better now that I know, they say, if you knew better, you do better. If I could do better now, then the rest of my life may be great. But where do we start? When do we say, today is the day I start making that change? You guys have heard me use the saying over and over again that to get out of a hole, the first thing you have to do is stop digging. That's great advice. But once I stop digging, how do I fix it? That's what today's episode is about. I'm overwhelmed financially. What baby steps can I take just to right the ship into the right direction? With that being said, it made me cull through the information I get to pick up today's go or no go. Today's go or no go I found to be very interesting. I picked it because it touches on this whole concept of where do I start. It also touches on the concept that I say to you guys all the time. You have to be careful who you get your financial advice from. The person on the go and no go today said that they were recently solicited to join a financial services company, and they listed the company. The company offers paid training, and it seems quite reputable. And I know the company because I read the email, and it is a reputable company. I competed against this company when I worked at New York Life Insurance Company. It's a large insurance company she's being recruited to. But here's the part that gave her pause and made her ask me this question, and I'm bringing it to you guys. She's like, the crazy thing is my finances are a mess. I know absolutely nothing about money. Why would they offer me this job? Should I take it? She said, my friend who is in the industry makes a lot of money. I'm looking for a career change. I'm wondering if I should take it. What do you think, Tank? So my answer to her is, when I got into financial services at Smith Barney, and this is going to sound cocky, I'm just going to say it because I don't have a lot of time. I was the smartest person there, for several reasons. A, I'm just really smart. Let's just get that out the way. But B, I was the closest one to coming out of school. I just finished learning. Everyone else was in work. I was 28 years old. The closest person next to me in age was 39. They had sales and real life experience. I had book knowledge, coming out every orifice. So I was the smartest person there. I sat in a meeting listening to someone sell us on what we should sell to our clients. And then I watched all the hands go up in the room. And yes, I was judging them as they asked questions that I felt as though people who were selling financial knowledge to people should already know, but they didn't. And I learned very quickly. I asked my managing partner about it, and he said, this place is for sales. It's not for knowledge. I hire people who are in the second or third career. They're in their late 30s, early 40s, 50s, who know a bunch of people, and they can go out and sell what we have to offer to the people they know. This is a sales job. And that was a very serious waking up point for me, because I realized I was in a room full of people who knew very little about finance. And they were making hundreds of thousands. Some were making $1 million, selling stocks, bonds, mutual funds, life insurance policies to people as if they were experts, and they didn't know anything. It's very important that you realize that some of the most successful financial services professionals you'll encounter, their success is measured by their sales volume, not by the amount of money their clients keep or grow. You can't measure that. Their clients' information is private. It's measured by how successful they sell, what commissions they earn, what assets they have under management. So when this young lady posed the question, it got me to thinking, the industry is shaky at best. I'm not going to call it shady, but it's shaky because you literally have the blind leading the blind. So to answer her go or no go, I would say, if you don't feel as though you are adequately able to learn what is needed to coach other people financially, job's a no-go for you. You should find a way to be in a field that your natural skills and talents lend itself to. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with starting over, but the number one thing, I teach a class the last Sunday of every month to financial professionals who are out here in the streets pitching wares to people. And the number one fear that they have is they're going to sit down across the table from somebody to talk about finances. And that person they're selling to is going to know more than them. They're going to say something or question one of their statements, and they're not going to have an answer. That's a very real thing. First and foremost, be who you are. Don't lie. Hey, if I don't know an answer, I'll go get you one. No, I'm a financial, walking encyclopedia, but I don't know everything about everything. I have to look up certain things. I have to study and research. So don't go jumping into a field just because money may be better when you may find that your overall life quality goes down because you're stressed and you're not producing. So it's a no-go with joining that job. Now let's talk about being overwhelmed and how to fix being overwhelmed. Well, you know, you've heard me talk about a budget from the day I opened my mouth here on 15 Minutes of Finance and at Wealth Our Way. The reason being is a budget, when the act of writing things down, I used to be a tutor. And when I was a tutor, they said, if you tell somebody something, they'll retain a certain percentage. If you write it down and they see it, they'll retain a higher percentage. But if you make them write it down, they'll retain an even higher percentage. Budgeting is not just about seeing all of your numbers and knowing where you're going. It's about the act of becoming more financially conscious. It's about the act of knowing, if you spend this, this is the repercussion. Going back to the whole dieting thing. You eat these donuts, this is what's going to happen. You'll either have to work out this much harder to lose weight, or you're going to gain weight. So the first thing I would say you have to start off with is informing yourself knowledge-wise. And then the second thing, and we're going to go into 3 tips in a minute, but not yet. The second thing I would say to you is, be the change you want to see. Start hanging around people who are more financially savvy. Start focusing on programs, the TV you watch, the movies you watch, that simulate savings and investing or living below your means. Stop watching these shows. I used to watch Sex and the City with my ex-girlfriend, and because I'm a business person, I kept thinking to myself, how do these women afford to go out and have martinis every night in New York? That's expensive. And maybe I'm the only person that thinks that way. Everybody else is just looking at the shoes, the bags, the drinks, and saying they're having a great time. I'm thinking, how much does this crap cost? How can you promote this as a lifestyle? Because now you have people going out trying to keep up with the Joneses or the Combses, if you know the Notorious video. So that leads me to telling you how to start today with our 3 tips. Tip number 1. This is self-promotion at its finest. Find yourself a finance mentor, whether it's an author whose book you read, whether it is a program that you watch, like 15 Minutes of Finance, whether it's a podcast you listen to. Find someone who is credible, and I always say can stand the test of time, has a track record, and use that person as your guide light to the destination you want to reach. Thing 2, make a finance date, like a real date, like I'm taking you to Capitol Grill and to the play afterwards. Every week, every 2 weeks, every month, on this day at this time, I deal with my finances. It has to be important to you for you to move it forward. And the last thing I would say, find a finance accountability partner. It's an old African proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Find someone who's on a similar journey that you're on, or help them to understand why this journey is important and get them on it. If it's a spouse, even better. If it's a child, even better. Your child, get the mindset surrounding you that we focus on our financial health, our wealth, and then everything else. So those are my 3 tips. Get a mentor, set a finance date, find a finance accountability partner. If you can start to change the surroundings that you keep into the environment you want to have for yourself, every day becomes your friend. Time becomes your ally. When you are going down a rabbit hole of doubt and mistakes, time is your enemy. It speeds up bad processes. So with that being said, I want you to know I'm always here for you. We're going to keep bringing you 15 Minutes of Finance every Wednesday. And at the end of the month, last Wednesday of this month, we will have a dynamic financial power hour for you. With that being said, please remember, wealth is not only for the wealthy. You guys take care. Thanks for tuning in to the Wild Network. For more great content like this, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page at Wealth Our Way Network. Also, don't forget to follow us on IG and Facebook. Remember, wealth is not only for the wealthy.